Hello and welcome back to the Extra Spicy Pod featuring Evan and Landon. This will be episode whatever of season 2.
Yeah, we've lost track at this point. I'm not gonna lie.
We lost track after episode 1. We're like, I don't even know where we're on.
Well, we lost track after like what episode 5, and then literally just turned into, okay, what episode are we on now? Because of the delays in filming. Cause
Yeah,
it's been like 2 weeks.
we're not super consistent. You know, we say we try to do it every week, but it turns out not to be every week. We're like, I'm feeling too lazy this day, or I got something to do. Let's do it.
That's how it was 2 weeks ago. Literally, Landon texted me, "Hey man, are we gonna film a podcast episode?" I'm just in bed. I'm like, no, I don't feel like getting up. No.
Well, I'll be saying to him every day of the week, do you want to film a podcast Tuesday? Do you want to do it Wednesday, Thursday?
And I'd be tired.
He says, yeah, but then no response back. And then, yeah, let's do it. No response. Yeah, let's do it. No response back.
Yeah.
So, like, Sunday,
I give you a response. It's just, we just forget. Like Thursday, we were supposed to do the double episodes.
Yeah, we were.
But
I waited for you to respond, and you never responded.
You never texted me. You texted me the day before.
Yeah, I texted you the day before, like, you down? And you'd be like, yeah, sure, I'm down. And you never, like, followed up.
Well, okay. That is my fault then. I should have followed up. But okay. So
that is your fault. Let's go. Well, it's Sunday, our usual filming day. We usually film these on Sundays, by the way. Any that's curious about that. So, I mean, it's a good filming day, I guess.
And then,
what are you laughing about over there?
I kind of want to make the announcement for like the 85th time in the row.
No. Actually, that's like a joke, I guess, on this podcast. So make the ever announcement that you say it's
Guys,
next
we're
episode.
gonna have cameras. But like,
no one believes you at this point.
I can't say dead ass because I said dead ass the last episode.
No one believes you at this point.
So
none of our long-term listeners, they hear you say that every single episode.
Well, they need to get on my editor's ass and be like, hey man, I want to see their glorious faces. Like, why haven't they produced a video with camera?
Yeah, why not, huh?
Yeah. So they're gonna be asking you that question.
Asking me?
Yes.
Why ask me? Why not ask you? Why not ask the person who said it?
I'm the promoter.
I'm not the one who says it every single time.
I'm the promoter.
You're the promoter.
Yes.
What do you promote?
The podcast.
Don't do very good at promoting it.
What do you mean? No.
Okay, you've gotten better because you'll actually post the link when you post the story. Before you didn't post the link.
Exactly.
Posting the link is very helpful.
Well, because you think people would actually go on Spotify, it's called the Extra Spicy Pod. The Extra Spicy. Oh, it's right there. Boop. Click.
Okay.
Click.
I know I'm not a business major or marketing major, but like I know that very simple thing. Make your product as easy to access as possible.
Okay, well, guess what? I did that before, and now I'm doing it again. So
Okay, we'll do that from now on.
So we got a.
And this man over here, he roasted my shirt, everyone, because every day I show up in a t-shirt, because I'm just like a t-shirt kind of guy.
No.
And now the one day I don't show up in a t-shirt, because I'm like, I'm not gonna wear a t-shirt, because he makes fun of me for wearing t-shirts. I'm gonna show up in a little nicer shirt. Now he still makes fun of me.
No, look.
I can't win.
Look,
I cannot win.
Shut up. I'm about to explain why. Dude, this man will wear some tight t-shirts. Like, dude, we could see your nipples coming out of your shirt. Like, do you really have to wear them that damn tight? Like, bro, okay, like, see, this shirt is acceptable. Okay, I like this shirt.
Okay. Oh, wait, you were not saying that word.
But.
That's your favorite word, ain't it?
Out of all the designs, pineapples.
What you got against pineapples, bro?
But I don't have anything against pineapples, but it looks like you're going on vacation.
Well, I am on vacation.
You count Louisiana as a vacation?
Well, okay, right now I'm not on vacation, but I'm soon to be on vacation.
Is that why you wanted to do double episodes?
Yeah. I'll explain to you later.
Okay. But we got a great show for you guys today, even though we've just been bullshitting for the last 10 minutes. So, we're going to talk about the first round of the NBA playoffs. We're going to talk about the NFL draft because we have yet to talk about that.
Oh, yeah, we didn't even talk about the draft, huh?
And then I have my conspiracy theory. And then I don't know if Landon has his doing dumb shit segment.
I'll just come up with something on the fly. You know what, doing dumb shit, I'll just say it's Evan. Evan's the doing dumb shit segment. Evan Johnson is doing dumb shit.
Damn, way to put my government name out there, Kyle.
Well, you be saying your middle name sometimes. Like
I do.
I mean, Johnson's a pretty common last name, so they're not getting anything probably. There's probably 2 million Evan Johnsons in America.
Yeah, you're right.
Or maybe not 2 million, maybe like 100,000.
Yeah, something like that. But anyway, let's get it back to you. So, but I'm gonna pull up the NBA playoffs.
NBA playoffs round 1 is officially over. Well, after tonight it'll be over, because Rockets and Warriors are on right now as we speak. So by the end of the podcast, we might see the final score. I don't know. But Rockets Warriors has been the best series, I guess, because it's went 7 and every game's pretty much been pretty competitive.
In my opinion, give me the Denver Clippers series. That's been.
Yeah, that's been really good. The last game was such a blowout. It kind of makes me sour on the series just because of Game 7, how it turned out to be.
Yeah. So, in the very first round, we have the Thunder. We're gonna go to the West Side, and then work from there. So, the first round was Thunder versus Grizzlies. I mean, you saw the Thunder sweeping them, like no matter who it was.
Yeah, I did have the sweep.
I saw the Thunder beating them in 6, but John Morant got hurt, and
You really thought Grizzlies would get 2 games? Come on.
What? Because
this Thunder team is so good.
It's not. It's just more the bigs I was worried about. I felt like Zach Edey was gonna take care of one of them.
Take care of Chet, really?
Either take care because Chet's really skinny. He's not really.
I watched most of the games in that series. Zach Edey looked like a rookie. He did not look good in that series. He was making very dumb plays, and watching him on offense was excruciating. I wanted to pluck my eyes out. When he's under the basket, he cannot score. He can't score.
Yeah, this isn't a Purdue offense now, so.
No, he's playing the big boy league, and he's got to realize that. I mean, he's going to get better next season. He has the rookie experience, but, I mean, he looked not that great.
Because I knew Ja was going to get shut down. But I'm thinking all the other pieces.
Game 1, he was really shut down. After Game 1, he said, "We're not going to play this bad again." I mean, they didn't. Credit to them, they didn't. But blew it by 51 points.
But I do believe that, I thought Desmond Bain, Jaren Jackson Jr. were actually going to come through for once in their life, but
they didn't.
They didn't. Yeah.
So I get 3 points in that one because I got the Thunder and I got the games right. Thunder and sweep.
I give 1 point because I got the Thunder right.
Right.
So far.
Yeah, there you go.
Then it is the Clippers, and then it's the Nuggets.
Clippers, Nuggets.
We both had Clippers.
Yeah. I think I either had Clippers in 6 or 7. I don't remember. Probably 7.
I had Clippers in 7, but
so we're right in the amount of games, but we both thought the Clippers would come through versus.
So you have
Nuggets.
5 and I've got 3. Okay. Because if we're counting the games right.
No, the games don't count unless the team wins. You have to get the team right to get the number of games.
Okay.
Yeah. So let me just talk about that series. I trusted the Clippers, and that was my downfall.
I did too.
To trust in James Harden, it never goes right if you trust in James Harden. Plus the Clippers are cursed.
Bro.
They're a cursed franchise.
See, I will give Kawhi credit. He actually did really good this season. He actually stayed healthy. The Clippers actually got him on track to be healthy.
And Kawhi played good against the Nuggets too.
Mm-hmm. But I'm giving him credit because they didn't rush any injury of his.
No.
So they actually let him recover. And so that's where I'm giving him credit at, to where he can do stuff like this, play these type of games. But I mean, you can't really do much with Jokic, Russ, and that whole Nuggets team.
James Harden in an elimination game 7.
But I thought Zubac was going to be better against Jokic, but obviously not.
And I thought the Clippers were the deeper team.
Yeah.
I thought they were the overall better team, but Jokic and Westbrook, And then Aaron Gore and Jamal Murray, they said nope. They looked like they did it in the when they won in the championship round 2 years ago.
All right, and then so then we got the next game. This practically breaks my whole bracket.
Yeah.
The Lakers.
The Lakers Timberwolves.
Bro.
You had the Lakers in the finals. Yeah, that broke your whole bracket, dog.
That broke my whole bracket.
Well, okay, everyone picked the Lakers. Everyone picked Lakers 5. Lakers 5.
Well.
Oh, man.
Here's.
Let's give some in-depth analysis on this one.
Here's my personal opinion.
Yeah.
If the Lakers actually get a center, they can make it to the finals.
That's definitely where they messed up because they didn't have anyone for Rudy Gobert.
Well, not only that, their centers were also hurt. And so that's kind because when you have Rui Hachimura and LeBron playing center, that's not going to do good for you.
Was Jackson Hayes hurt?
I think so.
That's why he wasn't playing.
And so that's kind of why.
Even Jackson Hayes, he can't really do anything against Rudy Gobert. He's not that
Jackson
great.
Hayes is good defensive wise. He's very good defensive wise, but offensive wise, he's just
Yeah.
Because he can't dribble. He can dunk. We've seen him dunk before.
Mm-hmm.
We've seen when he was in New Orleans, but he can't. Go to the goal, do whatever.
Looking back, I feel stupid for picking the Lakers. Definitely should have picked the Timberwolves because, I mean, the Timberwolves exposed the Lakers for who they really are. Even after Luka went to the Lakers, this was clearly evident that they aren't a contender team. They don't have the size. They would get. I mean, they didn't have the energy. The Timberwolves were running up and down the court on the Lakers because they don't have the energy. I mean, Luka's fat, so they have that. And I just want to say, I want to apologize to Nico Harrison. I want to apologize from the center of my heart. I am sorry, Nico, for doubting you in your ways. You were right for giving me Luka. Luka is henceforth, I do not like Luka. I'm not saying I don't like him, but he's not one of my top players anymore. He was in Dallas, but now I'm like, I don't care about Luka. He's fat, overweight. He needs to work out. He needs to work some cardio. He needs to lose some of the fat. He doesn't have the energy or the stamina to keep up with younger players.
He's never played defense before, bro. Never.
Yeah. I saw something today. He's never played defense in his entire life.
Yeah.
Even back in Europe, he didn't play defense.
Yeah, well, Europe is different though, because you got to think Europe's a lot faster. Europe's got 20-second shot clocks. Europe doesn't have the 3-second lane violation. You can stay in the paint all you want. That kind of where the problem kind of lies at, because he's probably so used to the Europe style, but at the same time.
No, he's played in America for 7 years now. He's got to be used to the NBA style by now.
But at the same time, you got to think.
He has to.
You got to think. He also plays in FIBA every summer. He does the Olympic stuff in FIBA.
Okay, but he plays his career-wise. He plays in the NBA.
But I'm gonna tell you where his problem is though. In-season conditioning.
Yeah.
Off-season conditioning, phenomenal. I've seen him work out. I've seen him do all that. Off-season conditioning, he looks phenomenal.
Well, it's different when you're playing games every other day. You got to be in much better shape.
Mm-hmm. But as the season goes on,
I think Nico's right. You can't win a championship with Luka.
He's not right. He's definitely not right.
You can't win a championship.
But I will say this though about next season, that for Dallas, they're the team to watch out for. I will say that if everybody's healthy, because they got their 4 bigs healthy, so that'd be the team to watch out for.
Maybe Nico maybe Nico won the trade.
Well, I wouldn't say that.
Here, okay. Every single team that's won a championship, they haven't had a defensive liability like Luka. I was watching Luka get cooked almost every single play on defense. He's a defensive liability. Nikola Jokic used to be. He used to not be good on defense, but then he got better. In that championship run, he played really good defense, and he's now a really good defensive player. So you can't have a defensive liability and win the finals. When has that ever worked? You can't have a team have a defense liability like that.
I would have to actually do more research on that. Go through all the championship teams, see who had a defensive liability. I would have to go through all that, but I do believe though that The Lakers will get better. They're gonna go out there.
They need a center bad.
They're
That's their number one priority in the offseason. Center.
they're gonna go.
Nick Claxton. He's right there. Just pay him.
They are probably gonna go get Nick Claxton. But so then the next game we got going on.
Rockets Warriors. It is on as we speak, so we
Mhm.
don't know the final outcome of that series just yet. But we'll probably know in about an hour and a half.
All right, so then we got the East side. Okay. We got.
Well, okay. Let's go back. I picked the Warriors in 7. Do you remember what you picked?
I picked. I think Rockets in 7. Rockets in either 6 or 7. I have to take a look at a book.
Yeah. So either way, if the Warriors pull it out, I'm getting that one. I give him 3 easy points for that one. He
Then-
just flipped me off, by the way. I just want to everyone know he just flipped me off,
Oh,
and that is not acceptable.
what are you gonna do about it?
I'm gonna tell you
What
that's
are you-
not acceptable.
What are you gonna do about it? You
I'm
can do
telling you
anything.
that's not
You're not
acceptable.
gonna do anything. Yeah, I'm breaking that.
This
Zin, alright.
this man's destroying
break-
my Zen.
I'm
I
breaking.
had Zen, and now I don't have Zen.
My buddy thought that was actually pretty funny when he was like, "You got a Zen, man. You got a Zen." And he was like, "It was the funniest thing in the world." When you were like, "You're breaking my Zen, Evan."
Who?
My friend Kel.
Ah,
But
good. A bit works. A bit of mine is working.
I will break your Zen automatically. Don't worry.
You
about
already broke it, so
Good.
I can't have
Good.
negative
Job
Zen.
complete. Job complete. All right.
I gotta come up with a new bit now.
No, you don't.
Bro, you did a robot bit, and that'd be cringy.
What robot bit?
You remember you started off on the episodes, you and then you start the next episode too in a different voice, but you did the robot voice, like I am a
Yeah.
robot.
I tried to do Mickey Mouse and then I tried to do a robot.
You didn't do Mickey Mouse, something else.
Oh, I could do.
Bruh, hold up, that's wild. Do that again.
Uh-huh.
No way.
Hi, Papa.
Oh my gosh, I hate that so much.
I'm gonna know. I'm gonna know.
I hate that so much.
Huh? It's me,
That-
Mickey Mouse.
That is a nightmare. Okay, that sounded like Luigi. Or like, no, Mario. That sounded more like Mario.
It's me. Wow. All right.
That's
Back to the topics.
nightmare fuel. Nightmare fuel. In my nightmares, I'm gonna hear that.
Good. Every time you try to insult me, you're gonna think of that. Good. All right. So then we got Cleveland versus Miami. We both picked Cleveland to win.
I picked Cleveland in 5.
I think I picked Cleveland in 5 too.
So, Miami unfortunately did not get a game. If they got one
Sweat.
game, I would have been so
Sweat.
insufferable. I would have been so insufferable if they got one game.
Get the brooms out. Sweat.
They played good the first 2 games
Get
in
the
Cleveland,
brooms out. Nope. Get the brooms out.
and then in Miami they just
Nope. Get the brooms out. Y'all miss Jimmy. Get the brooms out.
they played like complete dog water in Miami, and it made me so sad
Get
as
the
a Heat
brooms
fan.
out.
They lost by like 59.
Huh.
Game 4,
Hmm.
59. Guys, I was crying,
You
guys.
know what that means? You know what that is? That's karma. That's karma.
Karma for what?
The Miami Heat game that you went to against the Pelicans. Bro,
when he beat you
51.
by 51.
We beat y'all by 51.
Bro, I posted that too.
You beat a team of G Leaguers. Congratulations, you won
And
a
they
cookie.
made us look like G Leaguers.
Yeah,
Dog.
exactly.
Dog, that was sad.
Exactly. That's called karma coming back around, Landon. So, yeah, I knew Cleveland was gonna pull it out.
Yeah, well, everyone did.
Yeah, everyone did.
Everyone did.
Now, the next series, I mean, I should have known better.
What, Milwaukee? I should have known better. I picked Bucks in 7.
I picked Bucks in 7 too.
I should have known better too.
But I forgot Dame was hurt. But then Dame came back.
You said Dame's coming back, and that swayed my.
He
that
did-
actually swayed me.
He did.
Because I
Come,
was okay, fine. I'm gonna pick the Bucks in 7.
he did come back though. But then he
Yeah.
tore his Achilles right after.
But that's like that Kevin Durant situation against the Raptors. He came back against the Raptors and immediately tore his Achilles.
Yeah. So I should have known better. But this also series pissed me off because I like Tyrese Halliburton, but as like a sports bettor or a gambling person, this is now you want to start averaging like your 10 assists a game and like 30 points a game. Yeah, no, I hate you now.
Bro, yeah, I should have known better. you should never bet a team with Kyle Kuzma to win. He just played terribly in the series as a whole. I don't know. Get Giannis some help, man.
Get Giannis.
No, Giannis, come to the Heat, bro.
He might
We'll
be
welcome
leaving.
you down, Miami.
He might be leaving, so don't worry. All right, the next game we got is Knicks and Pistons. Both of us knew Knicks were gonna win.
I think I had Knicks in 6,
I
actually.
think I did too.
Yeah, we have to look at next episode, because next episode we'll bring our brackets
we will
in
bring-
and look at our official picks, what we had.
But
Pistons put up a good fight.
they did. But
And they definitely overperformed what people thought, expectations, like people thought they would do this season.
But here's what I'm gonna say though, okay? I will say though is that if they couldn't sweep a Detroit Pistons team, which Detroit's good, I do like the talent they have. If they can't sweep Detroit when you got Cat, Mikal Bridges, Anunoby, Josh Hart, Jalen Brunson, then you're gonna get killed by Boston.
I saw some delusional Knicks fans saying Boston in 5. I mean New York in 5, New York in 5.
No.
We want Boston. Never say we want Boston, by the way, because that never works out
never
good
say
for
we
you.
want Boston.
That never works out good for you.
Jalen Brunson's gonna get shut down.
Yeah, I can't see the Knicks winning that series. I just don't. I'm rooting for the Knicks, by the way. I definitely love them a lot more than the Celtics. But I just can't see them getting more than
I want
2
Drew-
games.
I want Drew to be successful. Give me Boston. But
This man just wants to upset me.
no, I actually like Drew Holiday. I actually met Drew Holiday.
Oh, yeah, because he played for Pelicans. I like
Mhm.
him.
Yeah, and I actually met him one time. He did a little thing at the Audubon Zoo, and so I went there. 15-year-old me has a picture of him just,
And after he left the Pelicans, he had some success.
and I was crying. But I mean, I still
See, you
support
have to leave the Pelicans to have success. That's what it all comes down
See, 80 look.
to.
I'm
Bro,
saying-
this man can go on Pelicans rants for hours.
No. Here's what I'm gonna say, okay? Drew never demanded a trade or anything, so whenever he left, I was sad about it, but I was also happy for him. He got the ring with Milwaukee first, and then he got the ring with Boston. I was happy. I'm happy for Drew. Forever happy for Drew. You leave like AD did, fuck you. I will never be happy for AD.
Okay, I watched actually something about that whole situation. AD and the Pelicans. You need to blame the Pelicans, my friend. They were the one telling AD not to play. You need to put some blame in your organization, my friend.
Well, at the same time though,
If you're telling your player not to play, how do you think he's gonna feel if he wants to play in your organization and telling him not to
how
play?
are we telling him not to play? He's our best player on the team, other than Drew Holiday.
Because they wanted to trade him. They didn't want him to play.
Yeah,
They didn't want him in New Orleans anymore.
yeah, but that's after literally him coming out being like, hey, that was when all the rumors were already speculating of him in LA. And so that's when they were just like, okay, well, we know we seen you dab up Braun at the All-Star game. So why would we want you to do all that? So that's just unfair to us. So
Okay, and as a player, if your the team owner or the GM or whatever tells you not to play, tells you to sit, you would be mad, wouldn't you? Because you want to go out there and play and produce.
yeah, but if I get hurt every single fucking play, then yeah, I would be mad about it. I'm getting paid to sit on the bench at that point. AD had a good year. Anyway, so
Hey, I would love to be paid to sit on the bench. That would be the
Exactly.
best kind of lifestyle ever.
exactly. So
Wait. Come on.
and you think about this, you're not getting paid no $1 million to sit on the bench, okay? You're getting paid like $30 million to sit on the bench.
That's
So
a really good.
you're getting paid like
deal, my
20 million, 30 million to sit on the bench. So he has no right to complain whatsoever. You don't love
I don't
basketball.
know. I think you should look in a situation where I think you do have to blame the Pelicans
No.
GM,
No.
the Pelicans staff.
No. You getting paid $30 million to sit down. That's a win. That's a win.
I usually would make that argument, but there is lots of nuance in it.
Landon, you were getting paid $30 million to sit down and watch the team play basketball. You practically get courtside seats while getting paid $30 million. That's a win.
I know to you that seems like a win, but to a high level athlete, like from it. You gotta think it from their perspective.
I
They want to play. They don't want to just sit on the court. Why would you want to sit on the court and watch your other teammates play and you just sit on the bench?
don't
Like
know.
when you play a basketball game, do you want to sit on the bench and watch other people play, or do you want to be out there
If
playing?
I'm injury, if I tore my little pinky, then yeah, I would like to sit on the bench like AD does. That's literally AD's model. AD literally sat out because of a toe, because of his big toe. Think
Well,
about that.
a lot of players sit out for a toe, sit out for ankle sprain,
That look, an ankle sprain's acceptable.
toe,
Ankle sprain's acceptable.
pinky,
No.
forehead,
If your pinky,
penis. I don't know.
if your pinky, if you sit out because your pinky, toe, in basketball, your hand's understandable because you got to catch, you got to shoot. That's understandable. So I'm cool with your hand.
You gotta run up and down the court.
Yeah, but at the toe though, whenever you run it, you're not using your fucking toes. You're using most of your foot.
You try to run with a broken toe.
I've played basketball on a broken foot. You gotta think. I'm gonna tell you the story. So, I was playing basketball. Okay, I shot a shot. Okay, my foot went from this. This was in midair, and it landed like this. I'm landing sideways. Okay.
Mm.
I didn't know it was broken. I don't know if it was the adrenaline I had, but I'm still running around. The next day, I see it purple. My whole foot's purple.
Ooh, that's rough.
Like I still have the picture of it if you want to see it. But
Okay, later. Let's continue with the episode.
yeah, practically. Yeah, the adrenaline was still there. Like I was still able to run on it, and it was like a fracture inside of like the foot. Like it was like not fully broken, but it was still. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
So
Friends, don't break bones, or anything. That's not fun. See? You just have to live your life, not breaking bones. Like, I've never broken a bone. Now I'm not, like, super active, I guess.
if you break a bone, then I mean, hey, that's just life at that point. You can't really get mad at yourself for breaking a bone.
No, like, don't put yourself in positions to break a bone, is my advice. Like, that might be not advice you'd agree with.
That's just. I mean, so you're telling, like, say, an athlete's listening to the podcast that to tell them don't break a bone, but if they're playing football, what?
Well,
What do you want them to go do? Be a kicker now?
kickers are broken toes.
Nah, really?
High level athletes like that, their bodies wear down
I know,
like crazy.
but that's what I'm saying though. Like you telling a basketball player, hey, don't go break a bone out there.
Well,
Or
yes.
telling a football player.
Obviously, I don't want anyone to break a
Well,
bone.
yeah, we don't want anyone to injure themselves, but it's like
Like, that's why I think it's so stupid. I always see people watching basketball or football games rooting for the other team that's playing their team to get injured. Like, the players get injured. Like, I get it that you want things to happen that's good for your team, but you shouldn't be rooting for injury to another man.
yeah,
That's kind of some,
That's
like,
what-
low level
that's messed up.
shit, for example. Like, that's
Yeah,
terrible.
that's like that time, the injury with Katie that you brought up against the Raptors, and all the Raptors fans were cheering for that injury.
Yeah.
That pissed me off because I actually like Katie, and just hearing them cheer for him,
Yeah, that was pretty messed up. Like, you should never cheer for another man's injury. Like, as a man, for you to cheer for another man to get injured just because they're playing against your team, that's some low level shit right there. And that's something I can't respect you for.
yeah, that is very low level.
Yeah, I can't respect you for that.
But so then we got the Magic in the Celtics game. So I had Celtics in 5. Like you could just give me my 3 points.
I
mean,
had Celtics in the sweep, so I only get 1 point for that.
so I got my 3 points for that.
I got my 1 point for that.
Because I knew Magic was gonna get 1 at least. So
Well, I thought the Celtics were just that much better than Magic, but the Magic did pull off one game. I'm happy for them.
I knew they were gonna get 1. Eventually 1. All right. So now we're gonna talk about the NFL draft. Right now, I'm looking at the current score of the Warriors game. 58-51. Warriors are up. So
Alright, so we haven't talked about the draft since it's happened, so we'll give our little 2 cents about the draft.
so I will say this though. We were gonna talk about the draft. We were gonna do
Yeah.
pre draft predictions like we did last year.
Uh huh.
But I mean, me and Lena got busy.
No, that was the episode we ended up filming with Hunter, right?
Huh?
That was the episode we ended up filming with Hunter instead. Or is the next week was the draft and we ended up getting busy. You're right.
Yeah, we got busy because
Yeah.
then after you were like, hey, you want to do something for the draft, and I'm just like, Lena, draft is Thursday. Unless you want to do like a live reaction, and I don't know about that, Chief.
Yeah, well, anyways, we'll give our little 2 cents or a little reaction on some of the bigger players and some of the bigger storylines that came
Alright.
out
So-
of the draft. And before we get started the draft talk, I just want to bring this up. What if the NFL had the draft, like where it was located, in the city with the number one pick? Like, that's my idea I thought of. I think that would be pretty cool.
No.
So the city with the number one pick, they could cheer on their team that had the number one pick and has a lot of hype. So like, anyway, it would be in Nashville this year, for instance, because it would be the Titans have their own pick.
Yeah, but I kind of like it, but at the same time though I don't, because let's just say Cleveland sucks back-to-back years, and they get the number one pick. It's gonna be stuck in Cleveland for 2 years, but I do also like the idea of them expanding to different cities, like them coming to New Orleans, them going to Atlanta, doing all that other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So I would like them to do that before they start doing that type of thing again.
I mean, they were expanding to different cities. Next year it's in Kansas City? Question mark. I don't know. This year it was in Green Bay, which is pretty cool. Seeing a Green Bay title town, really small city that gets the NFL draft to come out there.
Pittsburgh.
Oh, Pittsburgh. That's right. It's in Pittsburgh next year.
So, I mean, that's pretty cool.
But I think it'll be pretty cool to go where the number one pick is. So it would be in Nashville, for example. So the draft goes to Nashville. You'd see a lot of people cheering on locally for Cam Ward to go to the Titans. I think you'd see a lot of enthusiasm at the draft if you had it like that. And then the year prior, Jacksonville had the one pick that year. So it'd be in Jacksonville.
But also, I feel like a problem with that though, they wouldn't know when the whoever gets the first overall pick until like later on in the actual season though. So then
They'd know by late December, early January at the latest. And how much time do you really need? I don't know. I feel like that'd be pretty cool. That's
Right.
my 2 cents.
all right, so let's go through. Do you want to break down first round, or what do you want to do?
Well, I'm not gonna be familiar with every single player. Let's just go for the big storylines. Like,
Okay, Cam
For-
Ward, Tennessee. Did we think he was gonna go number one?
yeah, everyone did. It kind of came up before the draft that Titans were getting Cam Ward.
Yeah, I thought they were gonna draft Cam Ward. I feel like he was gonna be the first quarterback taken off the board.
Mm-hmm. Do you feel like he is deserving of that pick? I feel like you were having conflicted thoughts on it before. I feel like before.
We were. But I will say this though. I do feel like they had no choice but to.
No choice.
No choice. Because it's either another year of Will Levis or pick Cam Ward. And so they picked Cam Ward. And I understand it. Because
Yeah.
Will Levis sucks. So,
Do you think Will Levis leaves the Titans this season? And he gets cut.
yeah.
You think they'll cut him?
Now, if
that'd
he
be funny.
beats out Cam Ward for the starting job, then
I feel like Titans are gonna go into week 1 starting Cam Ward.
oh yeah, they absolutely are. But I also would like to blame Tennessee not building a better overall team. Like if they've actually built the O line and let Will Levis maybe cook.
No, I'm sorry. Will Levis was the problem with that team. There were so many
he was
boneheaded decisions made by Levis.
he was the problem with the team.
Even when he had good protection. And maybe the protection wasn't the best, he just still made terrible decisions.
I will say that he did make terrible decisions, but at the same time, though, I mean, look at Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold sucked in New York on the Jets, but look at him now. So
maybe Will Levis might be a new Sam Darnold.
Could be. That's why I've been saying this for years. That's why I'm big on if the team's overall is good. Like, see, I believe Sam Darnold's gonna do all right in Seattle because Seattle's not bad.
You were the O line you brought up because the O lines make a big difference.
Mm-hmm. And so, do I believe Cam Ward would be successful? Here's what I'm saying. I've talked about he's probably gonna suck. But
dang, you haven't even seen this man play in the NFL yet.
This was when we were talking about like episode 4 or 5.
Yeah, a couple of episodes back.
But my honest opinion now, after Jaden Daniels, anything can shock me.
Anything can shock you. You weren't expecting Jaden Daniels to come up. I actually expected him to play really good. I expect him to win Rookie of the Year. I was saying that before you won it.
See,
before the season started.
I was expecting maybe like a 4,000 yard passing season, not like 1,000, not like a 4,000 yard passing, 1,000 yard rushing season from him. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like a little bit below the bar, but he overpassed the bar. So that's why I'm saying anything's possible. So with Cam Ward, I believe anything's possible. Now, depending on the Titans' protection, then we'll have to see where we go from there.
Right.
So,
what do we think about this? I saw a stat that 26 out of the 32 first-round picks were the offensive line or defensive line. What do we think about that? It might not exactly be 26. It might be a little bit higher or lower, but it's something around 26. I mean, what do we think about that?
I think teams are starting to realize, hey, we need more protection.
Teams are realizing that the line is the most important part of the team.
But it could also just be what type of draft class we have this year. It could just be more guards and defensive tackles than anything this year. So that's why I do believe that's why we've got more offensive tackles.
Or maybe teams saw the Eagles win the Super Bowl last Super Bowl, and they had elite defense line, offensive line. Maybe they're like thinking, oh, maybe we should get elite defensive line over offensive line.
Could be.
And you were just saying, like, with a good O-line, anyone can be good at a quarterback.
All right.
I don't know.
So we got the number 2 pick, Travis Hunter.
Now, I was shocked Jacksonville went up and got him, but I 100% agree with their decision. They need like an elite player to pair alongside Trevor Lawrence, and they got him. So I'm happy.
What about Brian Thomas?
Okay, you're never going to look at a team and say, don't get more weapons.
Well, I know that, but I'm saying you talk about leaving out the weapon part, but Brian Thomas is the weapon over there.
I think Travis Hunter probably going to be better than Brian Thomas Jr. So I would have Travis Hunter 1, Brian Thomas 2. You don't believe in Travis Hunter?
I believe in Travis Hunter as a number 2. I don't believe him as a number 1.
You don't think he's going to be 1? Wow.
Because I'm going to tell you why. I believe he shouldn't even won the Heisman.
Really? Oh, you were going for
Genty.
Genty, yeah.
Because I'm gonna tell you why. Yeah, you could play both positions. You could play wide receiver and cornerback, but you weren't the best at either one. If you were the best at one position, okay, that's understandable. You play both positions and you're the best at like wide receiver. That's cool. I could give that to you, but for you not to be the best at your position, and then how your team like failed in the end, like didn't even make the playoffs, that's not Heisman worthy status. At least Genty got as
Okay, you can't fault a receiver for not making the playoffs. Hold up. You can't hold that against a receiver.
I'm not
You
holding that
can
against.
maybe hold that against a quarterback, but that's it. You cannot hold that against a receiver.
I'm not holding it against him.
You just said the team didn't make playoffs.
Well, I'm not holding that against him, but at the same time, though, you also got to think. Boise State literally.
That's not the receiver's fault. You can't blame a receiver for a game's outcome.
Ashton Genty literally carried his team to every single win that they had, and he's a running back, Landon.
So you're gonna blame Ashton Genty for not making the playoffs?
Ashton Genty made the playoffs.
You'll blame him for not winning the championship? I mean,
Well,
what are you doing?
You can't blame Ashton Genty in the playoffs because what did Penn State do? All they did was just stuff up the box. They literally prevented Ashton Genty from doing a single thing. And so, what did that force Boise State to do? Oh, you actually got to pass the ball now, and your passing game sucks. So that's why they lost. Because when you stuff up the box, and Ashton Genty can't go anywhere. Because you got to think you got 8 people ready for you.
Mm-hmm.
8 people ready to tackle you. You got 4 in the front line and 4 at linebacker.
Mm-hmm.
And they just waiting on you. So you can't really do anything. At least with cornerback, if you're doing a double position, you can at least get a pick to save your team. You can at least get a catch to save your team. But it wasn't all his fault, though. But do I give him the Heisman? No. I don't give him the Heisman. But do I put the full blame on him? No. Mm-mm.
No, you shouldn't put any blame on him for anything. If it's anything, it's the coach and the quarterback is the only player that has a huge reason why a team wins or loses. The other players obviously contribute, but they're not gonna be the sole reason why a team either wins or loses.
But
most of the time, anyway.
I do believe though that I feel like Travis is gonna be like good number 2 to Brian Thomas.
I disagree. I think he's number 1 on the Jaguars wide receiver list.
We shall see, but if he struggles though, look, I can see him playing more cornerback than anything.
He's gonna win Rookie of the Year.
Howard Hunter?
Book it. Yeah, I believe so.
You know what? Give me Genty.
Of course you go, Genty.
Either give me Genty or give me. Where's his name at? Where is his name at?
Who, tight end from Penn State?
I like him too.
Who are you thinking?
Either Genty, Matthew Golden, plays for he got drafted by the Packers, or Cam Ward.
Cam Ward, Genty, or Matthew Golden. Who do you play for?
Golden?
Yeah, who do you play
Texas.
for? Okay. Here's a
wide receiver.
Yeah, receiver. Alright, yeah.
But
give me Travis Hunter.
No.
Hold up. I predicted last Rookie of the Year right, so I'm on a good little streak here.
Well, I practically got Brock Bowers being good right, so that's a lot harder than Jaden Daniels. Everyone can kind of saw Jaden Daniels.
You didn't have him as Rookie of the Year, my friend.
I didn't.
I did.
I didn't have. Well, I had Jaden.
I did.
I did.
No,
I did have Jaden.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did.
No, you motherfucker
Yes,
didn't.
I did.
I know you did.
Yes, I did.
I'm gonna have to look back at an old podcast episode because I know you didn't.
Okay, look back at it.
Okay, I'll listen back and I'll see. But you did not, my friend.
Okay.
I did.
I did too.
No, you didn't.
I'm calling it.
Okay, well, I'll look back and I'll check the evidence.
Good.
Because I'm saying, where's the facts? And you're not bringing facts.
I
you never
always,
bring facts.
I always bring facts. But anyways, but I also said Brock Bowers was going to be good, and look what happened. Best tight end in the NFL.
He's not the best currently. No, he's not. Best rookie, but not the best.
No, best.
No, he's not.
You got to think, bro.
Travis Kelce.
No.
George Kittle.
No. Both of them had slump years. No. Hell.
Overall, I would take either of them.
You're taking their legacy. No. We're talking about this season only. You're talking about this season.
Their player as a whole. Yes, I'm taking them.
No, you're on dope.
Even what they bring, I'm taking them over.
You are
Brock Bowers, 40-year-old man over here.
No, you are on dope.
He's 40.
No, he's not.
Yes, he looks 40.
He doesn't.
He does look 40.
The funny thing was, I saw that he's not going into training camp or voluntary training camp, so he could go get his finance degree. I said, oh, he looks like a finance degree person.
That's something a 40-year-old man would do. He's thinking smart.
All right.
Anyway, number 3 pick, Abdul Carter to the Giants. I thought they would pick Abdul Carter. I was right. That was a smart pick for the Giants, I think.
That was dumb. That was dumb. Look, I'm cool with you trying to get the next Micah Parsons. I understand. If he is the next Micah Parsons, that's cool. I understand. But at the same time, though, you need protection. Russell Wilson needs protection. Jameis Winston needs protection. Jackson Dart needs protection. Get Will Campbell. What do you need to buff up your defense for? You have no offense. That's my thing.
The best offense is a better defense. I don't know.
You got to put points on the board.
Or maybe Giants just want to play field goal games. Maybe.
They're gonna be just like the Jets.
They want to win games 6-3 every single game.
They're gonna be just like the Jets.
Okay, Abdul Carter is a generational talent. Why was he a dumb pick? I think if you can get a generational talent on the defensive line, you get him. So you're gonna have him alongside the other guy they have. I'm blanking on his name right now. Brian Burns. Brian Burns.
Thibodeau.
And Thibodeau, yeah. That's a stacked D-line.
But here's the thing, though.
And then you have elite neighbors on the wideout and Russell Wilson throwing him the ball.
Yeah, but here's the thing, though, okay? They need protection. Look, I'm cool with getting... I'm saying Abdul Carter is a good pick.
Yes, he's a great pick.
But at the same time, you got to think about New York scenario, okay?
Mm-hmm.
You already got a somewhat solid defense. It's not bad, but it could be better.
Yeah, that's why they Abdul
Carter
make it better.
But their offensive line needs a shit ton of work. Because
pretty much every offensive line needs work.
Yeah, but this is New York though. New York getting ran through. New York is getting ran through. So
see, I think Russell Wilson can maybe make a comeback in his career. He played in Seattle. In his late years in Seattle, he didn't have a good line, not a great one, and he still succeeded. Last year with Pittsburgh, he succeeded.
Well, yeah, Pittsburgh has a solid.
Yeah, they do. But I think even with Russell Wilson type of quarterback, he doesn't need an amazing line because he can make things happen. Now, in the past, he has. Now he's older, he might not be able to.
Yeah, he might need it. So that's where,
But he's not a 100% pocket passer.
But here's the thing, though.
He can run out the pocket and make throws, and do stuff.
But I understand that if you need an Abdul Carter, if you didn't have Kayvon Thibodeau, okay, that's cool. I understand. You got Abdul Carter. But Will Campbell would have been smarter. Would have been the smarter pick here. Now for the Patriots, Abdul Carter would have been the best pick.
See, I disagree. I think Patriots got it right, 100%.
But the Patriots didn't do bad either because I like Will Campbell no matter what.
Patriots' biggest need was offensive line.
Yeah.
They needed offensive line, and they're getting offensive line.
But
they got the best offensive lineman in the draft, in Will Campbell. And that was their biggest need, and they got him.
But you got to think, they signed a bunch of people. You got to look at, they signed a crazy amount of people this year because of the salary cap they have.
They have big salary cap.
So, I was cool with them getting Will Campbell. I thought that was a perfect pick for him. But at the same time, though, you got to think, you're New York. You need an offensive lineman because you need someone to protect the quarterback that's going to throw to the league neighbors. So it would have been smarter for the Giants to pick Will Campbell. But I understand the pick though. Don't get it twisted. But I felt like, me personally, I believe it's dumb because the pick should have been flopped. I felt like New York, huh?
Flipped.
Flop, whatever. Flip-flop, whatever.
Bro.
I do believe though that the pick should have been flipped. But I do understand the picks from both teams, which is understandable because I mean, when someone fails to pick one person, you pick the better person. That's how drafts work. So,
I think the top 4 picks were like 100%. I agree with all of them. The top 4 picks. I was like, yeah, there you go. I love the picks from the top 4 teams. I did. I liked Jacksonville trading up with Cleveland, getting the number 2 pick and Travis Hunter. I liked number 3. Abdul Carter going Giants, and I like Will Campbell going to the Patriots. And then, did you see the interview Will Campbell did afterwards? I will die protecting Drake May. I love that so much. That gave me hype. I don't like the Patriots, but that gave me so much
That made me
hype.
want to go play football myself.
That made me want to play for the. That made me want to be a Patriots fan.
Exactly. But I do believe though that the Patriots are going to be a team to watch out for, 1,000%. Especially with Stephon Diggs coming over there, and Drake May over there.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that's going to be the team to watch out for.
And I'm gonna be honest with you. I didn't really. I pretty much stopped paying attention, a whole lot of attention after the first 4 picks. So, but I did see the Saints got an O lineman, which we definitely need offensive line. So I'm glad we got offensive line,
Bro.
like we do every year.
Bro.
At pretty much every year, we get offensive linemen in the first round.
Right, and it's funny because you can tell who's a real Saints fan and who's not a Saints fan, because fake Saints fans are like, "Oh, why'd we get an offensive line?"
Well, that can be a lot of teams, though. That can be a lot of teams.
No,
Yes.
dude, you didn't sign Trevor Pennington, and then Ryan.
Trevor Penning sucks. That's why.
He does, and then Ryan Ramczak, whatever, however we pronounce his last
Yeah.
name.
He retired. Yeah.
So
We need offensive line bad.
that was
That was our biggest need from the season. That's kind of why our season fell apart. Kind of.
So yeah, that's an understandable pick. But when like these people are like, "Oh, why'd we draft an offensive lineman?" Well, the team needed an offensive lineman. Now, quarterback. I mean, you could have gotten a quarterback in the second round. I mean,
We did get
you
quarterback in the
did,
second
but I
round.
mean, not the one I like.
Well,
but
we can talk about that a little bit later. Okay, the thing is, you could say that about pretty much every team. I think you're saying that because you know a lot of Saints fans. But you can go around, pretty much every team would be like, oh, why did we draft a lineman? Like the people that don't actually know ball. Like, why did we draft a lineman? Get this quarterback or this receiver or whatever, running back.
yeah, but
Because linemen aren't sexy.
Yeah.
So why are you just blaming the Saints? Why'd you do that, bro? No, you do not have to come at Saints fans
well, no,
like
because
that.
no, look, because some teams, like I'm gonna use this for an example, okay? For the Chargers' first round pick, okay, they drafted a running back. And if I'm a Chargers fan, I'd be like, why the fuck are we drafting this person?
Because we got J.K. Dobbins, really good player.
we got J.K. Dobbins and they got Najee Harris.
Oh, they got Najee?
Mhm.
That's fair.
So why would we need a running back? That's a fair assessment to say, right?
Uh-huh.
So when people that don't watch football like that are like, "Hey, why'd we draft an offensive lineman like that? That was a terrible pick," and you just are just saying something, that's not really a good thing to say, because if you actually watch football,
What are you saying right now? You're not saying
if
anything.
you actually watch football, you actually would know certain teams' needs.
Yeah.
And so the Saints were like, "Hey, we need an offensive lineman." They drafted an offensive lineman, which is fair.
But more casual fans, they don't want teams to draft linemen because linemen aren't sexy. The sexy positions are quarterback, running back, receiver, maybe defensive line. Probably players in the defense, but like offensive linemen aren't sexy. They're not gonna go crazy for an offensive lineman if you're a casual fan.
Like, see, if I'm a Washington fan, I would be questioning why we got an offensive lineman in the first round. But I wouldn't be that mad about it because Jane Daniels, we're hoping Jane Daniels has like 10 seconds in the pocket.
Mm-hmm.
So, I would be
Jane
mad
is a
about it.
special.
And then let's just say, hold on,
They're gonna go back to the conference championship. Watch it.
New York. I'm a
Just-
perfect example. New York. It's also like, why did y'all have the need to draft Jackson Dart? I
Because they
mean,
need a quarterback. What do you mean?
no, they don't.
I like that pick from New York.
It's not a bad pick, but at the same time though, I felt like they could have gotten him in the second round though.
But they probably were thinking like another team would get him. Like because there's other teams that still needed quarterbacks.
I mean,
Because at the time, only one quarterback had come out the draft, and that was Kim Ward. So you still had other teams that like the Raiders, like the Saints.
hold on, let me check the draft.
I mean the Jets. I mean you had other teams that need quarterbacks.
check around two at least.
I mean I did like Jackson Dart to the Giants, and I thought he was going to the Giants anyway. I
But-
did like that pick because Russell Wilson is older. He's not gonna be there forever. Jameis Winston is not a long-term starter either, for sure. They don't want him as long-term starter. So get a
Younger.
young starting quarterback.
Like I wasn't mad about it. Understand that. I wasn't mad about it. But as in like the sake of this conversation, though, that's the point I'm trying to get across. Because if you're a casual fan, like just not even watch it like that, and then you just look at the TV, and you're just like, oh, why did we draft a quarterback? Now you get what I'm saying?
No, casual fans are not going to be mad about Jackson Dart.
No.
Even the casual Giants fans, they're going to be super excited.
No, I'm talking
Probably
about.
casual fans are going to be more excited.
No, I'm just talking about okay, not people that just watch football. Okay, people that just just hear about football. They don't like watch it. We watch it religiously, practically.
Yeah.
The people that don't watch it religiously. So you got to think. Okay, let's say I didn't keep up with Saints football. Okay, I know nothing about the team.
Mm-hmm.
Or you know what? We're gonna say Giants for this point. Okay, for the sake of argument. Okay.
Yeah.
Say we're both Giants fans, and they have Russell Wilson, and James Winston. They draft Jackson Dart. I would be like, oh man, why did we draft Jackson Dart? Like, what's the point of that? Like, we don't need a third quarterback. Like, but in reality though, if a religious football fan would give the point that you would say, be like, okay, well Russell Wilson's older, James Winston's older, so it kind of makes sense. You get what I'm saying?
See, I disagree with your point. Casual football fans are just going to pay attention to hype. And Jackson Dart had the hype. So they're going to be excited about their team drafting Jackson Dart. Whereas offensive linemen, they don't have hype. Outside of Will Campbell, I guess.
Like,
None of them have hype. So they're not going to be excited about an offensive lineman.
I understand the offensive lineman,
Yeah.
thing, but I'm just talking about like positions just in general, like drafting another position when you already have a position.
See, if you're a casual fan, you don't know who the roster is.
Yeah,
If you're like a super casual fan, like you're saying, you don't know who the roster is.
exactly. That's the point I'm getting to. Like,
No, you're making it.
No, but that's
That goes to your point.
no. But that's
Because you were saying the
no.
roster has Russ and Jameis. I'm saying a casual fan doesn't know the roster at the top of their head.
No, because look, okay. So, I'm gonna tell you this example that literally happened to me, like literally draft week. Okay, I'm at work. Okay, a buddy of mine asked me, "Hey, did you watch the NFL draft?" I was like, "Yeah, I watched a good bit of draft." And so, they were like, "What do you think about the Saints pick?" It's like, wasn't a bad pick. Felt like they could have done better, drafted up that Will Campbell, done something.
No,
I don't know what their
it
draft.
would have been hard to get
I don't know. I don't know.
far in the draft.
I don't know what the draft staff looked like. I don't know how many second round picks and all this stuff they got. So I don't really know what they have. I felt like they could have drafted up, but at the same time, it wasn't a bad pick.
Yeah.
But then coworker was like, I thought it was a dumb pick. I felt like they could have gotten Jackson Dart. But at the same time, though, it's also like, hey, I do understand that point. You could have gotten Jackson Dart. I understand.
But we need offensive linemen so bad.
But that's what I'm referring to, because dude's not even thinking about, okay, these two, Trevor Payton sucks and then Ryan retired. So he just automatically assuming, oh, Derek Carr injured, should have gone after a quarterback. Okay, well that's cool. And Jackson Dart could be running for his life out there. I mean, if you want that to happen, I mean, that's cool with me. But
okay, you just made my point. You said that he didn't think about the roster.
No. I agree with your point of like the linemen aren't sexy. I'm agreeing with that. But here's what I'm saying. Okay, I'm trying to think of an example. Okay, we're gonna say quarterback. No, we're gonna say tight ends. Okay. So, let's just say you need a tight end, okay?
Yeah. Or just Saints, don't have a great tight end. So we could, but it's not our biggest need.
So you need a tight end, okay? But let's just say you got George Kittle on the Saints, okay?
Okay.
You got George Kittle, and then you got Brock Bowers. He's on a rookie deal. We're playing an imaginary scenario.
Yeah, this fantasy football.
So, and then let's just say they draft Mason Taylor from LSU, okay?
Yeah.
You're going to be like, if you're a casual fan, you're going to be like, what the fuck? Like, why are we drafting a tight end when in reality we need a offensive line? I understand your point, but like of the offensive line not being sexy. That's understandable because that's true.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm talking about as in the fans that don't genuinely know, like,
don't
all
know. Yeah, football that well.
Yeah, but you get what I'm saying? So that's why I'm getting onto them. Like, actually watch your team and watch the moves that they're making, so you can understand what they're doing. Now, if your organization is this dumb, I can't help you there. Like, if you're the Cleveland Browns, I can't help you. I just can't. So, I mean, like Cleveland, why'd you trade down? Why'd you get Mason Graham? Like, why'd you get a defensive tackle? There's no point in getting a defensive tackle. Deshaun Watson was already running for his life. He's going to be running for his life until 2030 with a torn ACL.
I don't think he's gonna play next year.
Huh?
Deshaun's not gonna play next year.
He's not playing next year. He had a setback in rehab.
Yeah, he's not.
So he's not playing. But like Cleveland, my thing with Cleveland, it was the defensive tackle pick was a dumb pick. You should have gone after an offensive line. That's my pick. That's my take on that. But it's understandable though. You get what I'm saying?
It's understandable because you go after the best player available.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's two schools of thoughts: drafting for need or drafting the best available. Yeah. Some teams go for need. Some teams draft the best available. I mean, as a GM, I would do like a mix of both. You know, if there is an amazing player, draft the best available. But if there's not like amazing 10 out of 10 players, go for a need.
Well, it also just depends on your team too. Because let's just say you have Brian Thomas, you have Malik Neighbors, and you got Justin Jefferson. You're not going to draft the number 1 overall wide receiver. I mean, unless you're crazy and you want to go for it. I mean,
yeah,
go for it.
Go crazy and go for it. That's something. I want to see some crazy moves in football. Let's go.
But at the same time, though, if you need an offensive line, you're going to draft the best offensive line possible. So that's what I'm getting at. If that's all coming into fruition in that head of yours.
I think you're like trying to make an idiot point, and it's hard to understand points made by idiots. And my big brain over here, that's why I have a big forehead, because the bigger the forehead, the bigger the brain.
Well, hell no.
Hell no. It's scientifically proven by me, by just stating it. I am confirming that that's true.
You do some dumb stuff.
No. You do.
No, you do. You absolutely do. But that's
give me one thing I've done dumb. Besides that, like driving through downtown New Orleans. Besides that, because that was one mess up.
That
was one mess up.
Bro, instead of taking interstate traffic to get to the NFL experience, he said, let's go through downtown New Orleans. Bro, you should have thought better on that one.
To my credit, I told you, Evan, I messed up, and you were right. I owned up to it.
It was a pretty view, I'm not going to lie, but
I owned up to it.
The amount of times people came up to Landon, hey, are you an Uber driver?
Okay, that
was funny.
That kind of pissed me off.
Because Landon had the window rolled down, and I'm like, Landon, you're going to get robbed out here.
Okay, no. This man thinks I'm going to get robbed walking down the street in New Orleans. Like, come on, bro. This man was so afraid of going down Bourbon Street. So afraid.
I genuinely was at first, but then, like, as we went down.
He thought the minute we stepped on Bourbon, we were going to be held at gunpoint.
I'm not going to say we were going to be held at gunpoint.
That's pretty much what you thought.
Well, it's also like 11 o'clock at night. I don't want to go down Bourbon. I'm tired. I would like to go back to
It was not 11, my dude.
It was. We got home
probably
late,
like
bro.
10.
We got home late, bro. I don't think you realized. But it was still a fun time, though. I won't say that. But when I saw the military, I was like, okay, they got a lot more security. I'm not really that worried.
Bro, that's what. Okay, me and another dude were saying to Evan, it's the president's coming down here. It's the Super Bowl. Plus, New Orleans just had a terrorist attack. That's going to be the biggest military presence the city has ever seen. Because of those three big things: Super Bowl, terrorist attack, and president coming down. And this man was so terrified, shaking his boots. No, I don't want to go to the Bourbon Street, please.
I wasn't shaking my boots, but I do believe I did over exaggerate.
Bro, put your phone down, bro. Let's record.
Whoa.
No. What are you doing?
New Orleans is ready to go big game hunting, and Giannis is on their radar.
Okay, Put your phone down. You know how I feel about stupid
Let's get
Instagram.
Giannis.
You know how I feel
Let's
about
get
that.
Giannis.
Shut up.
Let's get Giannis.
Shut up and let's finish
get
this
Giannis.
podcast.
Let's get Giannis. Let's get
This
Giannis.
man is so insufferable.
Let's get Giannis. Anyway, so
Okay, back to the draft.
okay. Well, I completely missed the Saints pick because of you. Well, we talked about the Saints.
Yeah,
No, we talked about we missed the Raiders pick. Ashton Genty.
Ashton Genty. Why?
Why? Like, why the Raiders did it?
Yeah.
See, that's another pick that I think was done for the Raiders. Because
I don't think their need was running back,
It-
but at
it's
the same time, Ashton Genty is such a good player that you do pick him because he's such that elite player. But I don't think running back was their biggest need.
offensive line it was, so that's my thing. I mean, unless they drafted an offensive line in the second round, which I'm gonna go check that real quick. But
Because they have Josh Jacobs, right?
Josh Jacobs on the Packers.
Oh, okay.
They had a
Who
mix
do they
of,
have? A
Yeah.
running back.
they had a mix of like Zamir White and Alexander Madison. It was
Yeah, I mean,
it was weird.
no. So, I mean, running back's a good position to get. And you get, I mean, like I was saying earlier, you get the generational talent. You get Ashton Genty. So, I changed my mind. Raiders, great job.
Yeah, this is like we've talked about before. This is a need and want type of thing. So, looking at these Raiders picks, you didn't draft you didn't draft not a wide receiver. You didn't draft an offensive lineman in rounds 2 or 3. Now, rounds 4 through whatever, I'm not gonna check because I'm also really lazy. But
Okay, but it's also like if we go back and like overanalyze the entire draft, it really doesn't accomplish a whole lot besides just getting some sports content out there because the draft is a crapshoot. You like ultimately don't know what players are gonna be good and what players are gonna be bad.
yeah,
I mean, Tom Brady went 6th round. Dak Prescott 6th round. I mean, Russell Wilson low draft pick. Drew
Yeah,
Brees
but-
low draft pick.
yeah.
I
but
mean,
here's what
you
I'm saying.
don't know.
You're right. I don't know, but at the same time, though, here's what I'm saying. I feel like if you do draft the best available player, you would think like the next round, you would draft your needs at that point.
Need.
You get what I'm saying?
Well, the Raiders, okay, bad teams usually have a lot of needs. So,
But when,
I mean,
when you don't have a quarterback, Landon, your next need would be an offensive line. That's just real. When you have Aiden O'Connell
When-
as your quarterback.
no, they don't. They have Geno Smith.
Oh, yep, you're right. My bad.
This man over here doesn't follow the NFL.
Well, I do follow it, but that's still not bad though. I mean, it's not bad, but
Geno Smith's much better than
he's kinda-
AOC.
he's kind of getting old though.
I would take Geno any day over AOC.
I'll,
What
yeah,
are you
I'll,
talking
I'll
about?
take Gino, but he's still getting old though.
I would take AOC, the female from New York, over AOC, the football player.
Yeah.
Give me her in the football squad.
But I do believe that they should have drafted an offensive lineman in the second round though. But then again though, here's what I will say about that though. We don't know if they take it. I mean, the NFL draft's so unpredictable that we don't
It
know.
is,
if they,
like I was saying.
they don't know if they could have drafted all the best available offensive linemen, and they have to draft someone from Northwestern University, some stuff like that. But the second round they drafted they drafted Jack Beach, from TCU. So I mean, I'm not mad about it, but at the same time though, I mean, you could have used a guard. But I mean, I'm not mad about the Ashton Genty pick. I do believe though they could have gotten offensive linemen at the second round, but I mean, it is what it is now. I mean,
Yeah, what pick do we want to talk about next? You want to go back to the first round?
yeah, I'm on the first round right now. I mean, we have Tyler Warren for Penn State. That
Okay.
I thought it was a good pick for the Colts. I mean,
We talked about the top players already. I
yeah,
mean, well, let's go to the
Well-
quarterbacks. So, Jacksonville going to the Giants, and then third overall, Tyler Shaw going to the Saints.
we could talk about him. Matthew Golden was a good pick for Green Bay. Oh, Shador.
Wait, let's wait. Let's do that at the end because we're gonna have a lot to say about Shador.
So,
Okay, let's wait. We'll talk about Shador at the end of the draft talk because boy, we've got some things to say about Shador.
all right. So, but I mean, we've practically knocked off all the good players because we already talked about.
Let's go through the rest of the quarterbacks.
Tyler Shaw. You got Dylan Gabriel.
Jalen Milroe. That's a big one.
Yeah, Jalen Milroe is a good one. Yeah. But Jalen Milroe is going to be successful if Sam Darnold gets hurt. But I feel like while he sits on the bench, he's actually going to have time to actually.
He's going to improve his game
He's
because he's not an elite passer. But watching Sam Darnold play, he's going to improve his game.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's going to be. Okay, I compared him to like a worse Jalen Hurts. Like Jalen Hurts, but a little worse. I think he's going to improve his game. I think he's going to be like a Russell Wilson / Jalen Hurts kind of player because he's going to improve his game. That's how I feel.
I can see that. Dylan Gabriel,
For the Browns.
feel like he's going to be a bit better.
I don't really. Okay, I want to talk about Tyler Shell. How do we say his last name? Like, I didn't love that pick.
Saints fan ranting right now.
I didn't love that pick because, first of all, I didn't really know much about him because he wasn't like a super talked about quarterback, big name quarterback. I was more confused at the pick. I was like, what did the Saints see in this guy that I didn't really know about?
But see, here's the thing, though. Okay.
Because he was injured a lot in college.
Which
why would you pick a player that couldn't stay healthy in college?
He played one full season.
And then he's talented. He has a big arm. But again, the injury thing. And then he's playing in Louisville, which their school, they don't play top teams in the nation. I don't know if he's ever been a ranked team, actually. I don't know. He may be amazing. He may be the next Drew Brees. Because like we were saying, the draft is a crapshoot.
Also, he's 26 years old.
He is 26. He's like the same age as
Lamar Jackson. Funny thing is, I saw something. It was like Tyler Shaw played with Jawan Johnson.
That's crazy. He was the backup to the dude in the Chargers. Justin Herbert.
That's
he backed up Justin Herbert at Oregon. That's kind of crazy. Like, I don't know. I don't love the pick, but the draft's a crapshoot. We'll see how he plays his rookie season. But I'm like, why'd you get... I don't know. I don't understand it, but who knows?
The final pick. Shador. Legendary Sanders.
We can talk about him for probably 20 minutes. He wasn't the final pick in the draft. He wasn't Mr. Relevant.
He wasn't the final pick in the
draft. He
was
what, fourth round? No, it was fifth round? Fifth round by the Browns. First of all, they picked 2 rookie quarterbacks. I really do think Cleveland's incompetent organization. They picked not 1, but 2 rookie quarterbacks in the draft. Dylan Gabriel and Shador Sanders. That quarterback room is the most dysfunctional quarterback room in the NFL. You got Mr. Bill Cosby himself.
Mm-hmm.
You have a 60-year-old white dude just barely hanging on.
Kenny Pickett.
Joe Flacco. You got Mr. 3-inch hands, Kenny Pickett. You got the dude Dylan Gabriel out of Oregon, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you have Mr. Shador Sanders himself, drafted 5th round.
They told me bust down my AP. Perfect timing.
Those 5 quarterbacks. What a room. Would you want to be in that room with those 5 people?
They're going to be arguing. I can already see
no. Imagine being in that room with those 5 people. You have the 45-year-old Joe Flacco over here. You have Mr. Rapist. And you have this dude with tiny hands walking around like a T-Rex. And then you have Shador doing his little dances, always on TikTok, flexing his Rolex and watching.
In my opinion,
Ugh.
If all the quarterbacks had to listen to one person, they gotta listen to Joe. They gotta listen.
Joe's the adult in the room. I mean, he is. He's the adult.
Joe's actually won something. He's actually won a Super Bowl. So they would all have to listen to them. I'd be
Oh
like,
yeah, he did.
I
forget the other ones.
I would be flexing that Super Bowl ring. I'd be like, hey, all y'all gotta listen to me. I got this. Y'all still trying to get this.
Didn't he win comeback player of the year last year?
Hmm?
Or maybe the year before?
Or 2 years ago.
Yeah, 2 years ago. He won comeback player of the year.
But
Man, oh man. Why did Shador fall? That's the big question. Why did he fall to the 5th round of the NFL draft? What's your take, my friend?
I felt like, my honest opinion,
Because I don't understand it at all. People thought about him as the number 1 overall pick. Him or Cam Ward. It was a big debate. And then he started sliding. Maybe top 5, top 10, maybe 1st round, 2nd round. He fell to the 5th round, and he just kept sliding as days went by. Like, months went by, and people talked about him, kept going down the draft board. I don't understand. I don't understand.
here's my take on that, okay? 1, I do believe that the way he played in college, he had some pretty good plays, but at the same time, when you're just throwing bubble screens and RPOs your whole time, you're not really doing what a quarterback's going to be doing in the NFL. You're not throwing deep. You're rarely throwing deep, but
I mean, he had a few deep throws, but I mean, you're right. It wasn't most of his plays. Most of his plays were short.
2, I felt like the NFL was trying to make an example out of him because
You think they blackballed him?
low key, because
Low-key blackballed.
because when you have Dion over here threatening, hey, he's not going to play for a team that I don't want to play for.
That was the funniest thing. And then he got drafted by the Browns, and he won. Not only did he fall to the 5th, but he got drafted by the Browns. The one team reported Dion didn't want him going to.
Yeah, I knew Dion wanted him to go to the Saints, though. I know he did.
Oh, I don't know about that.
No, you ain't see his reaction every time the Saints were on the board. He wanted the Saints to pick Shador so badly.
He probably wanted Dallas. Imagine Dallas picking Shador, like the biggest franchise ever. And then you have Dion and Shador with their whole thing that they do. It's
Nah, he wanted to go to the Saints, but if you've seen the video, they picked like Tyler Shaw.
Yeah, and then I saw Dion's reaction to that. Yeah, he was upset.
He wanted him to go to the Saints.
But also, he knew that they were going to draft a quarterback. So every team that came on that needed a quarterback, he was upset. Like after the Steelers passed on him at 21, then yeah, he was upset. And then Shador and Dion were saying, this is the work of the devil. This ain't God. This is the devil. You saw that?
Bruh. So, but I do believe though, when you do threaten teams like that, it's kind of also leading the question of, okay, am I drafting you or am I drafting your father?
Mm-hmm.
Like, do I got to deal? It's like having LeVar Ball drafting one of the Ball brothers. Do I got to deal with you, or do I got to deal with your dad?
Well, LaMelo was solid.
Yeah, they're solid now, but I mean now that LeVar Ball's chilled out with his one leg, I mean, yeah, I'm glad he's chilled out. So,
okay, you had Shador go in the 5th round to the Browns. Like, I don't understand the pick from the Browns. Why you would draft 2 quarterbacks?
now see, if I did have Shador going anywhere, it would have been the Steelers, but they picked Will Howard.
Yeah, I would have thought they'd pick him at 21.
I thought he was gonna go. I thought he was gonna go to the Steelers, but they picked Will Howard, like in later rounds, which that didn't surprise me. But at the same time, though, you also gotta think of how I'm looking at this. I'm looking at this as a football fan and an Aaron Rodgers fan. As an Aaron Rodgers fan, I don't know how to feel about this. But as a football fan, I understand it though, and why they drafted him. But then again, though, Shador is a lot better.
Then Rodgers?
No, hell no, hell no.
Yeah, he
Then
probably is.
No,
Yeah,
no, he's not.
I would take him over Rodgers next season.
You know
for
what?
Sure.
I hope Aaron Rodgers comes to the Saints.
I don't see him going to the Saints. I don't foresee that happening.
Hope
If he goes anywhere, he goes to the Steelers. He goes to the Steelers or nowhere.
Hope he comes to the Saints.
I don't foresee him doing that. Like I can't see that happening.
Teach Derek Carr how to throw a football. He can teach Derek Carr how to throw.
He does know how to throw. Derek Carr.
No.
We saw Derek Carr play amazing last season.
Do you
in the
know
first
how many
2 games
hospital
of the
balls
season.
that man has thrown? No. Do you not know, bro? Chris Olave could still be running around happy like a little camper right now. But guess what? You know what he's got to deal with every season? Concussion. He's literally the wide receiver version of Tua.
Someone needs to teach him not to get concussed. Someone needs to teach him not to get concussed. How to work the routes to not get concussed.
No, someone needs to teach Derek Carr, okay, don't lead your receiver into the middle linebacker. You throw the football. Okay.
First of all, I agree with you. I don't want Derek Carr as my quarterback either. Get him off the team. I am on the record, tank for Arch. I've been saying that. I've been saying that.
You've been saying that, yeah.
So get Derek Carr off the team, start Spencer Rattler, and tank for Arch. Because Spencer Rattler's not it. We know that. He's not it. He's not going to get this amazing leap
I felt like Spencer
of talent, ability.
I felt like Spencer Rattler could have been better. Just due to the team. I felt like if his team was overall better, I feel like he'd be good. Because he's gotten better over the years. Like, seeing him like in college and stuff, he's gotten better over the years. So I do believe he could be better, but he's not bad. But he could be better.
I don't know.
But
we'll see, I guess. But okay, back to the Browns. Why would you draft 2 quarterbacks?
I mean, one of them's hurt, so I can immediately eliminate one. Joe Flacco's old.
I get drafting quarterback, but why would you draft 2?
That I don't know why.
Because I 100% agree with drafting quarterback, but why would you draft 2?
Maybe they're looking at it as, okay, if Dylan Gabriel doesn't work out, we got Shador to try out. So
they already have a crowded quarterback room as it is.
I have no idea.
Like, I don't know. If I'm the Browns, like, you have to keep Deshaun Watson in the roster. Like, you can't cut him.
Oh yeah,
you can't cut him. And I would keep Joe Flacco. And I mean, you got one more quarterback to choose off that list to keep. Who do they keep?
Oh no. Oh, I got the results of the Warriors and Rockets game.
It's ended. It just ended.
Warriors got it.
3 points for me, baby. Here, how do you like your L's cooked? Medium rare?
Look, you can win this year. But
do you like well done? How do you like your L's cooked?
Shut up.
I mean, just tell me.
Shut up.
I'll just cook it medium
Just
over here
shut
for you.
Just shut up. But
okay, it's cooked. Here's your L. Take it. Bro.
If Boston wins, I don't want to hear shit.
If Boston wins, I'm literally not watching basketball again.
Because you don't have Boston winning on your bracket.
I have Thunder winning.
Yeah, exactly.
I have Thunder in 6 over Boston or something like that.
Exactly. I got Boston winning.
You have Boston over LA, so your West is broken.
Yeah,
you don't get those points.
My bracket's already broken.
The West is busted.
But if Boston wins, though, understand that.
I still get the points because my West isn't broken. My West isn't busted. And my East isn't busted.
Oh, don't worry. Wait till this next round.
Why?
Denver's gonna beat OKC.
No, they're not.
Yes, they will.
Stop it.
Yes,
I'm gonna go back to what you say all the time. Stop it.
Denver's gonna beat OKC.
You actually believe Denver?
Yeah.
How are you high? I mean, what drugs are you taking? I want to know, my friend.
None. I can pass a drug test.
Let's do one right now. P.
Okay. Give me a cup. I'm not gonna explain what he just did on camera. Okay, new
Okay,
segment.
good.
New topic. Okay, so
No. I'm winning this bracket because your West is busted.
don't worry. Wait till
Your
this.
West is
Wait till
busted.
this round. Wait till this round.
Your West is
Wait till
busted.
this
You have
round.
no way of be getting more points than I do
Wait
because
till-
your West is
Wait till
busted.
this round. Don't worry.
Already, your West is busted.
Wait till this round. Don't worry.
How? Explain to me your logic. How you will overcome the West being busted?
Simple. I still have. Oh yeah, my West is completely broken.
Bruh.
It is completely broken.
Bruh.
Actually, wait. Yeah, it's completely broken. I just had to think of all my picks.
Dog.
And when I mean every single pick's broken, every single. But yeah, new topic. So
Oh man.
we are now on.
What are you gonna do?
Actually, wait. I still
When I
have the
win.
Thunder. I still have the Thunder.
You had the Lakers beating the Thunder
Yeah, but
in the conference finals.
yeah, in the conference finals. But I got the Thunder getting there. So
So you have 1 point, 3 points possible in that.
no, I'm
matchup.
killing you in the East though.
No, you're not.
I picked New York at 6. Pick New York at 6 and Boston at 5.
Well, we don't know officially because
Look,
we don't have a bracket in front
We
of
will
you.
look at our brackets. Okay, we will get the official score when we get the brackets.
But you don't have the Bucks right. You picked the Bucks.
Right,
I
yeah.
picked the Bucks too.
Yeah,
so
so-
both got that wrong.
yeah, we
You
both
got the Magic series right,
Mhm.
and you got the Heat series right.
Mhm. So
You got
But-
2 series right there.
yeah, but back to a new topic.
Okay, yeah, new topic.
Dun, da, 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 da.
Is that your theme song for?
We're gonna make that the new theme song. I mean, we're testing it out. We're gonna see what the viewers like.
Okay. I'll give you a countdown. 3, 2, 1.
Bum, ba-da, bum, ba, 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 ba. Conspiracy theories with Evan and Landon.
Okay.
So
I think mine's better.
I do like that they're doing that. They're doing that. You actually did do a good job with the doing that too. But
I have so much hype for that too.
so on this segment, I usually do come up with the conspiracy theories in the segment. Landon usually likes to chime in. on
Well,
this one.
I've done 2 and you've done 1. I've done 2 conspiracies. You've done 1 conspiracy. I did the birds. I did and the dinosaurs. You did last episode with the cancer.
So
It's not a fun one. It's depressing. Like, let's not do depressing
yeah,
ones.
and so
Damn.
Landon was trying to give me shit, and so he was like, Evan, you need to make the conspiracy theories more funner. Well, Landon, I don't think you know what? I can't make every single conspiracy theory fun, but this one is kind of this one. I believe the Loch Ness monster is real.
The Loch Ness monster is real.
Yes.
Okay, you gotta lay it out. Why do you believe that?
Why do I believe it?
3 reasons.
Because one, the technology, we can't go underwater.
You
Like,
can't go
we can go
underwater. So
underwater.
have you ever swum?
We can
Have
go,
you ever swim in?
Can
a
you
lake?
let me finish, Landon? Gosh damn.
No.
Shut up with you and your pineapple shirt. So
My pineapple shirt is cool.
we can go
I will
underwater.
wear this pineapple shirt every single time I see you.
We can go underwater, but we can't go underwater to a certain amount of pressure. That
Yeah.
makes sense. So
Yeah.
we go down all the way down. Pressure's gonna get crush anything we make. So
Mhm.
depending on how deep Lake Loch Ness is, then we probably can't even find it.
Look it up right now. How deep Lake Loch Ness is? I bet you it's not too deep where we can't go to the bottom of it, my friend. So that's 1 point invalid. Wow, you're not bringing the facts here now, are you? You're not. I mean, I know you're very smart, so it's hard for you to bring facts, but
Okay, so I'm using Britannica.
shout out.
Shout out. I didn't want to use Wikipedia. So
Shout out.
with a depth of 788 feet, 240 meters.
They can go down 782 feet.
Look. Or you know what? I do believe that the Loch Ness monster was real.
was real.
Yeah. As of like right now, I believe it's dead. Completely dead. Dead as hell.
I feel like you're just saying that to say that. I don't think you actually believe the
No,
Loch
no,
Ness
no. I
monster.
genuinely believe it was real. I genuinely believe it was real.
Why?
Because you got to think. One, the iconic picture. Everyone's seen the iconic.
Yeah, but couldn't someone just come up with that picture, like draw it or
Mm-mm.
like do some effects to it?
Because you got to think. This was taken back in like the 1900s or 1800s. It's an old picture. You can't really mess up that picture. It's a weird picture because it's you can't really do anything to it because it's so old. So it's kind of like you have to take it, but that's where I kind of believe in. Okay, it was real, but as over time, we can't find anything, and so it just died at some point. That's my personal opinion.
Okay, this goes back to me thinking dinosaurs are real.
Oh, me being down and real, but birds aren't real.
Birds are not real, and dinosaurs are real.
Water
And then
dinosaurs are real.
water dinosaurs, you say. So you
Water-
believe in the water
I
dinosaurs,
don't
I
believe
guess.
in the land dinosaurs.
Not the land
because,
dinosaurs.
because water dinosaurs are also like they have evolved. Like I think a fucking alligator's a water dinosaur technically.
That
'cause
is
they've
right.
evolved.
That's correct. Yeah.
So that's why I believe in water dinosaurs. Now,
We don't know how deep that ocean is.
exactly.
We don't know what's down there.
Exactly.
We do not know what's down there.
But I do believe though that the Loch Ness monster was real. But as of like right now, no, absolutely not. It's dead as hell. Because
I mean, yeah, probably is.
Because you also got to think of the time when the picture was taken, like in the 1800s. If it could survive from the 1800s till 2025, I give you its credit. I give it credit. Like
Well, yeah, it lives a long time.
That's a
It's a decent life.
That's a very long life. Like I think it's kind of depressing if you live that long of a life as a.
Well, yeah, if you live that long life as a human, like, say you live 100 years, your life at 100, like, usually is not as good as you have at 20. Like, you're dealing with health problems.
Yeah.
Right? You probably can't get around that good. You have probably a hard time breathing. You might have heart problems, lung problems. Your quality of life goes down as you age. And that's for any type of animal. Like my dog, she's not as health like she can't get around as well as she could when she was 4.
Mm-hmm.
She's like 10 now. She has a hard time getting around now.
But according to this article, like they started searching for it in 1933.
What's the source of the article?
Britannica.
Britannica.
It's just going on from.
Oh, on the encyclopedia?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What's an article then? It's encyclopedia.
Well, it's just at Britannica.com. But basically, I do believe that it was real because it is a water dinosaur.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, as people saying, oh, it's still living in the waters right now. No. Hell no. Absolutely not.
And what if there's not just one? What if it reproduced? I mean, there's that.
You could say that because we don't know if it was just one or is it just many more. But
Mm-hmm.
in my opinion, I don't think it's still living. I mean, I'm a big fan of the Loch Ness monster. I look because I have another theory for next episode. I told Landon that we're
Stay
probably
tuned.
Huh?
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned. Definitely stay tuned.
Stay tuned. Definitely.
So I told Landon I was a big fan of Loch Ness monster. I literally looked at Landon and I said, "We're doing Loch Ness monster. I don't care what you say. We're doing the Loch Ness monster." And so I've been set on the Loch Ness monster ever since I was little. Because I also saw the Scooby Doo movie. That literally got me hooked on the Loch Ness
Scooby Doo.
That dead ass got me hooked on the Loch Ness monster. So then I started doing more research. I was like, oh, this is pretty cool. Like, and I want to get old enough to where I can go to Scotland and just look for it myself.
You just want to look for the Loch Ness monster.
But it's probably gonna be
Okay.
dead. It's still probably dead at the time. So I'll be hunting for nothing. But I'll just go there for fish. Why not? Go there for fishing. But
Oh, cool.
so
Okay, so we decided we're gonna do this episode off the top of our head without having topics written down. So this is our topic I kind of came up with on the top of my head. So, travel. What are places we want to go? Like, where in the world do you want to go? If you had like infinity money, but someone told you, okay, I'm giving you infinity money, writing you a blank check for wherever you want to go in the world. You and like however many people you want to bring. Where do you want to go?
okay, so
Blank check. Travel anywhere in the world. You can stay at the nicest hotels, resorts, whatever. Eat the best food. Where would you go? Where would you go?
what do you want? Like the top 5?
Just however you take the question.
Okay, so Japan, France, England, Pennsylvania.
That's random. That's
And-
like all these international destinations in Pennsylvania. What?
And like either like back to Aruba or Belize. That was fun.
Okay, break down
Or
all
in
those.
Australia.
Break down those places.
So
Like why?
Japan, I do want to see the technology over there. I'm a big Japan person. And I do want to take a Japan trip one day.
Yeah.
I do like the technology. I do like everything that they do over there. France, I feel like the food's gonna be good. I feel like I also like the setting that it
The
also.
French are snobby.
Huh?
They're snobby. They are rude, snobby. French food is overrated.
You been-
They act like it's the best food in the world.
You been to France?
I have not.
But then.
I have met people from France.
Oh.
My gosh, are they arrogant and rude
Oh well.
and so snobby.
Well,
And that's the stereotype. But French food is overrated.
okay. So then
Anyways, that's sorry.
I said England. I just want to go see England. England would be kind of a cool place to go to.
Where in England? Like what about
like
England?
Big Ben? You know, just the Royal Palace. That kind of shit. Let's see. I said Pennsylvania. So
That's kind of like
I'm gonna tell you why for Pennsylvania.
that's the odd one out.
I've been to Florida. I've been to California. I've been to Texas. I mean, I haven't been to New York yet, so I guess you could throw New York on there. But
Okay.
Pennsylvania, you know I'm a big chocolate guy. That is the chocolate capital of the United States. It has Hershey's chocolate. Like it has a theme park. It's got the
So
factory.
you
there.
want to go to Hershey? Go to Hershey Park.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that's why you want to go to Pennsylvania? Go to
Yes.
Hershey Park. Okay.
Aruba and Belize, it was just fun going there, seeing those international waters, and just chilling on the beach. So that was fun.
There you go.
And then Australia, just go see the wildlife over there.
Yeah. Go hang out with the kangaroos.
Yeah, exactly.
Bro, I'm gonna meet a kangaroo friend, bro.
Okay, so where are you leading into this?
What?
Oh, was just asking me where would I want to go?
Yeah, I mean the travel topic one.
I thought you were doing jump shit.
No.
Oh, okay. Well,
What?
later we'll get that topic next episode.
I'm trying. You think I'm trying to make fun of you for
No.
some reason?
No, yeah, because I was like, wait, where is this leading to?
What?
I thought it was gonna lead to something like you see all those things Lane Evan has said like it all led to shit. I thought you were gonna lead somewhere into that. I was like, oh well.
I mean, I could break down all your choices and say dumb things about them. Like I said, France, people are rude, snobby, arrogant, and the food is overrated. Paris is actually kind of a shithole. It's not this romantic getaway. It's actually kind of a shithole. There are people shitting in the streets in Paris.
What about Japan?
Japan, you go to Japan. Okay, I can't change Japan. Japan's awesome. I
Exactly.
love Japan. I have been there. I love Japan. I
Exactly.
want to go back there again. I am actually.
When are you going back?
I'll tell you about it later. After the episode. After the episode. But I mean, yeah, let's book a trip to Japan. I will 100% go with you.
That's a bet. I genuinely want to go to Japan.
Anyway, I can't shit on your Japan take because I love Japan just as much as anyone else. Food is amazing. The technology, you like look around, really cool. Really cool mountains you can hike and the temples and stuff you go into, pretty cool. Also, like, cheap. Things are cheaper in Japan. Like, you ride the train from the airport to your hotel and whatnot. I mean, you don't need a taxi. Taxis are more expensive, so why would you get a taxi when the train's right there? Get to your destination right there. The food's cheaper. Just overall, things are cheaper. I'm not shitting on Japan. Now, Pennsylvania, like, why?
Okay, yeah,
I don't understand
you're also a
Pennsylvania at all.
chocolate hater, so that's also fair. That you're also gonna hate on.
I do, but I don't understand. I'm talking about all these places, international places, blank check.
Because,
I want to go to Pennsylvania.
well, because also they have the Hershey factory. Like that's where the main park is at. Like the main.
You can get chocolate anywhere.
No, it's
like
no,
you
no,
can
it's,
literally
no,
eat chocolate
it's
anywhere.
like the main factory. Like
okay, you can go to
stuff.
Switzerland and get better chocolate. You can go to.
I was gonna put Switzerland on there.
They have better chocolate. Like, I don't understand.
But I've also tried chocolate from other countries, though. So.
Yeah, yeah. I told you blank check. Go anywhere you want. I want to go to Pennsylvania. Like that was. I was not expecting that at all.
Well, that's always been my dream spot since I was a kid. I've always told my dad, "Hey, Dad, can we go to Pennsylvania this year?" He's like, "Fuck no."
I would
going to
have the
California.
same reaction.
What's wrong with you?
California is a much better tourist destination than Pennsylvania.
And he said California wasn't worth it. I mean, I don't blame him.
No, California's nice. What do you mean?
He said like we went to all the parks and stuff. We went to Disneyland, Universal.
Yeah, that's cool.
It was alright. It wasn't. Florida's better. We'll just say that.
The Florida parks are better.
Yeah. Absolutely. But
I mean, if you're going to California just to go to those parks, then yeah, versus Florida.
well,
Florida has the better
we also
parks.
went to like the beaches and stuff.
Yeah, the beaches are cool. Go to
Santa Monica.
yeah. I mean, Santa Monica is the tourist, spot, but there's better beaches than Santa Monica.
Yeah, but I also wanted to go to Venice Beach though.
Venice.
That's where I
Venice
really
tourist.
wanted to go, but we didn't. I was pissed off.
Dang. Did you walk down the Hollywood Walk of Fame?
We did.
That's like the ultimate tourist thing. Did you see a Hollywood sign? There you go.
We didn't go see the Hollywood sign, but we did go down the Hollywood Walk thing. But
okay, back to shitting on your picks. Australia, overrated. Okay, literally everything kills you in Australia. Literally go right next door to New Zealand. I've been a big New Zealand proponent. Go to New Zealand, much better scenery. The ocean's everywhere in New Zealand. In Australia, what are you gonna do? Get killed by everything you come across? Really? Do you have a death wish?
I might, but overall, it's not bad picks though. Then you can't really shit on Belize and or Aruba, 'cause, I mean you never really been to them. But they're more. Aruba's more a tourist thing. They survive off of 90% of tourism, which, I mean that's fair. They got Burger King on a tiny little island. They got a Burger King. They got a McDonald's. They got a KFC.
I'm not gonna share Belize and Aruba. I'm not a big beach person, so it's not gonna be my picks. I'm not a big beach person.
I thought Aruba was actually pretty cool because it was like a mix of both. Because it was still like tropical island. So I thought it was pretty cool. That's why I really wanted to go back.
Okay, should I give my picks now?
Give your picks.
Okay. I think probably number one is Italy. Italy's really cool. The food's amazing. Architecture's really cool.
I did forget about Italy.
You got Rome and all the history in the Rome and stuff. See the Vatican, where the Pope might be a new Pope soon, by the way. Yeah. Next pick, probably China. Get the Great Wall of China and then eat the really good Chinese food. China has really good technology too. Yeah, just chill in China, And then next pick, Egypt, Great Pyramids, There's not a whole lot outside of Great Pyramids, I don't think. But come on, Great Pyramids, like bucket list. You gotta get selfie with them. Okay, and then another thing, not like anywhere specific, but like an African safari. I feel like that would be really cool.
That wouldn't be bad.
I feel like that would be like pretty damn cool. African safari.
Yeah, I actually like all those picks. See, I'm not shitting on your picks. Positivity, remember?
Right.
But I do believe those were good picks, and so I do believe it is time to cap off this episode. Oh, do you
cap it off. Coming to the end of an episode.
Another episode in.
Another dame, another dollar.
And end it off, Landon.
Oh wow, this is big responsibility here, everyone. I gotta think of a way to end this episode off without sounding too cringy. So,
I mean,
um,
I mean, no offense, but you kind of already done that in past episodes.
how?
I want it all in my mouth.
Literally how?
I want it all in my mouth. Just mmm.
You
That's
that
you.
could be taken in food. Like I want all the food in my mouth.
No. You're talking about the tip of a glacier.
The glaciers are really cool, by the way. That's another pick, travel pick. Like somewhere to see glaciers. Glaciers are pretty cool.
Okay.
Anyways, okay, this episode is gonna end really soon, so I hope everyone has an amazing day. Take care of their people. Do your stuff you gotta do. Live that great, awesome life, and keep things extra spicy.
Hell yeah.
Adios.